Hi friends, today we're going to work on our last lesson in chapter 4. Can you believe it? We're going to work with two-step word problems today. Okay, so just like we did with our addition in our addition chapter, we're going to work with two-step word problems in this subtraction chapter. Okay, so if you open up to page 273 in your book so we can follow along. Alright, so we're going to solve the following problem. It says that we're going to use base and blocks, so we will draw them in this case. Draw the blocks to show your work, which is what we're doing. There are 62 people sledding. 13 people leave to go home. 12 people go inside for hot cocoa. How many people are still sledding? Okay, so there's two steps to this problem, obviously. So the first thing we're going to do is draw the 62 people. Now it says use base 10 blocks, so I shouldn't see 62 little squares, okay? Because remember we're doing 62 in base 10. So 6 tens and 2 ones. Okay, so we have 62 is our total. So we have 62 people are sledding. 13 people leave to go home. Okay, so we have to get rid of 13. Okay, now this is a little tricky because we don't have the blocks to physically break up, so you're just going to have to draw them. We don't have enough to get rid of 13. We only have 2 ones. So we're first going to have to break this stick into 10 ones. Okay, now we're going to get rid of 13. So 13 has 1 10 and 3 ones. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's the same thing as saying 62 minus 13. Regrouping like we did. Making this a 12 like we did. 12 minus 3 is 9, which is what we're left with. And 5 minus 1 is 4. As you can see, we crossed out 1, left with 4. Now, but that's not it. We're not done. That's not our answer because it also said that 12 people go inside for hot cocoa. So now we can get rid of 12. So 1 stick, 2 ones. And that's the same thing as saying 9 minus 2 is 7, 4 minus 1 is 3, and so our answer is 37, right? Which matches our picture, 10, 20, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I knew to put 49 at the top here because that was what we had ended up with and still had. Excuse me. All right, so that's what we're going to be working with today, making sure that you get both steps of the problem. Remember, you can use your problem-solving strategy, underline what you know, circle what you don't, to help you keep track of what you need to do as well. All right, so working through our guided practice page. Okay, so it says some word problems take 2 steps to solve. There are 87 books at the library. 23 of the books are checked out. 4 of those books are returned. How many books are at the library now? So if we use our strategy, we say there are 87 books at the library. 23 of the books are checked out. 4 of those books are returned. And then we want to know how many are in the library now. Sorry, it's a messy way of me circling it. All right? So, we know that we started with 87 books. Okay? 23 books are checked out. If they're checked out, they're going to be out of the library. So it's a subtraction problem. As you can see, they already put that there for us. So you have 7 minus 3 is 4. And 8 minus 2 is 6. So we're left with 64. As you can see, they gave us a nice guide. Just like we did in the first, that's going to be the number we keep doing because that's what we still have at this point. Now it says 4 of those books are returned, which means 4 of the books are coming back. That's why in this case, it's an addition problem. So you're adding 4. So 4 plus 4, because you always start with your ones. 4 plus 4 is 8. And of course 6 plus nothing is 6. So our answer is 68 books. Okay, so it's not always going to be subtraction, subtraction, addition, addition. It might be mixed up. We have to pay attention to what the problem is telling you to do. All right, let's try another one. Haley has 33 books. She gives 14 books to her cousin. She gives 5 books to her sister. How many books does she have left? Again, you can use that strategy, underline what you know. She has 33 books. She gives 14 books to her cousin. She gives 5 books to her sister. How many does she have left? Okay, so they set this up for us really nicely, still in guided practice. So she starts with 33. Okay, she gives 14 books to her cousin, so that means 14 books are going away. All right, so we have 3 minus 4, which you can't do. You have to regroup. 13 minus 4 is 9. 2 minus 1 is 1. Okay, so we have 19. I'm going to bring that up here because that's what we still have left. And it says that she gave 5 books to her sister. So we can't forget this step. So in this step, in this case, it is another subtraction problem because she gave away more. 19 minus 5. 9 minus 5 is 4. 1 minus nothing is 1. So the answer is 14 books. Now remember your strategy of being able to check yourself. If you're ever not sure, you would just kind of have to do it backwards. So add these pieces all back together. It would get a little complicated, so I don't recommend you necessarily doing that, but if you want to check your work in that way, you can. Dale invites 25 people to his party. 8 people cannot come. 5 people come that were not invited. Excuse me. How many people came to the party? Okay, so this one they didn't give us, they didn't set it up for us this time. Okay, and if this isn't enough room for you, you can do this on a separate piece of paper if you need. So it says Dale invites 25 people to his party. Okay, so we start with 25. 8 people cannot come. So 8 people cannot come. Can't do 5 minus 8. I have to regroup. 15. 15 minus 8 is 7. 1 minus nothing is 1. So we have 17. But it says that 5 people came that were not invited. So we have to add those people in. 7 plus 5 is 12, carrying that 1, because remember, more than a group of 10 you carry. 1 plus 1 is 2. So then 22 people came to the party. Okay? So now what I want you to do is to try to solve and work through these things on your own. Read through it. This one they set up for you. Set it up the way that you know how. Think about those 2 steps. Think about what it's telling you, what information it's giving you, and what it's telling you to do. Think about it. It might not always be subtract, so just think about what it's saying. All right, and then build those brain. Try to explain on these lines. And then do your homework. It gives you another example. Helpful hint that some problems need to be worked in 2 steps. Thus our chapter on 2-step word problems. Okay? If you need help reading, you can have someone help you read. Though I recommend you do your best to read on your own because, again, it's good practice and you should be able to start kind of doing that on your own. But they can help you read, but they can't help you with the math too much unless you're struggling, okay? All right, so let me see. I can't wait to see how hard you guys are working and to see your answers and what we need to keep working on together. So have a great rest of your day, friends.